but we're going to let this roll into 2 or 3 minutes. We know that some people take an extra minute or two to sign into Zoom. So while we are waiting for everyone to join us, why don't you go ahead and you can type where you're from. I'll just read some names we got on here. The room's filling up. So we got Sydney Kane. Hey, Sydney, I just booked a meeting with you, 7 o'clock. We got Sue, we got Nancy, we got Miriam, Jason Clark, Holly Smith, Hazel Moore, Esther. Hey, Esther, how you doing? Good to see you on here. And Emily, what's up? We got Donna, Cherie, we got Becky, we've got David. David's raising his hand. No hands for you, David. I'm just kidding. Okay, guys, go ahead. Let us know where you're from. I'm going to check the chat box here as the room fills up. Aaron is working on getting us live on Facebook. If lately, for the last little bit, some of you guys have been wondering why we're not going live on Facebook. Our Zoom, for some reason, it's just not letting us go live like we want to. So we're going to see what we can do today to get that happening.
For some reason, we're running into the same hiccup. It just keeps spinning the wheel on here. So not sure why. I'll have to reach out to Zoom after.
Yeah, let's figure that one out. But anyways, guys, to see that you guys are all writing in here. So we got Nancy from Tennessee, Jason Clark from Utah. We got Donna from Pinoza in Spain. Ooh, we got David from Salt Lake City. We got Holly in Michigan. Tina Dodson, Texas. All right. And we got Sydney, who's just excited. That's awesome. That's a great place to be from. I'm usually from excited too. A lot of things happen in excited land. Okay, cool. And we got Miriam from North Carolina. Great. All right, guys, so we're going to kick this thing off. Maybe we should wait. We're going to wait 1 more minute, just to give a few other people. I see a bunch more people hopping in here. So we got Julie from Witness. Can I get a witness in the house? We got Sydney. Oh, Sydney's from LA or Las Vegas. Sorry. Awesome, Sydney. Welcome to the webinar. All right, I think it's good enough. We're going to get started. So if anybody else catches in right now, they can just catch up. My name's Shane Carling, and we're going to be talking about the race to 100K. So if you're seeing this for the first time, I want you to really pay attention. Maybe the name enticed you, got you really excited. Like, what is this race to 100K? What are the details? How can we show people how to make $100,000? And our goal is to show people how to make $100,000 in 100 days. There's a reality TV show that we are creating around this. We were in Las Vegas just a few weeks ago, actually. We rented a crazy mansion. That's a picture of Aaron Ellis and I. We were at this place, and we had a bunch of participants literally fly in from all over the world there. And it was a really incredible experience in time. We had some of the biggest leveling up breakthrough workshops that I've ever seen. It was amazing. David says, I want to find me. Well, you want to find yourself? Well, you're right where you are, my friend. So listen, we're going to show you how to make $100,000 in 100 days. Now, Aaron and myself have been multiple 6 and multiple 7-figure earners in the online networking, attraction marketing industries. Aaron has run successful gyms all over the LA region. I was a super high-end personal trainer here in Vancouver. I ran a very successful, very expensive, you'd be paying rent, renting my services, I guess, for $75 to $100 an hour. And I ran that for a long time. It was a very big practice. I ended up getting into networking and online marketing just because I wanted to have more time freedom. And I'm going to give you guys a little backstory on what the race is, what the 7-day weekend mentors is, how the race came to be, and hopefully you'll be able to follow along on the story. So I'm not a business person anywhere near as much as I am a musician. And Aaron is also a musician. He's been traveling in professional, as a professional musician with bands since he was a teenager. And he's played in front of, hundreds of thousands of people. And I've played, as a musician when I was in my earlier teens. I used to travel around the province of BC in some heavy metal bands. It was kind of funny. I've gone sort of totally acoustic now. But my goal, my vision was always to be able to share my music with the world. I moved to Vancouver in 2010, and I quickly realized that it's a really expensive city to live. Maybe there's some opportunity here. But I thought that my music was talented and special, and there was this amazing gift in it. And I moved to Vancouver, and every other musician here it seemed like they were just way more talented than even I was, but nobody was making it. Nobody was breaking through and getting anywhere. And I was like, wow, this is almost crazy that some of the most talented musicians in the world can live in a place and nobody's being discovered. And I quickly realized that the idea of being discovered is the same idea as trying to win the lottery. Your odds are very, very, very few and very hard to get. Okay. So I knew that I had to change my strategy, and I knew that getting into being an entrepreneur, starting my own business and getting a business that could pay me residual income was what I needed, because the obstacles getting in my way, I didn't know how to sell myself to people. I didn't know how to market. I didn't have any time, and I didn't have any money. Okay, so these are some big fat obstacles that were in my way. So I had to tackle them all by creating businesses that gave me time and financial freedom. And the only way you can really get businesses like by doing that is learning how to do sales and marketing. So I got good at that, and I ended up getting into some businesses that hit a home run. Fast forward to last year in November, I flew down to Cabo for about a week and a half to hang out with a buddy of mine just because. And I had my guitar. And there I was spending all these last handful of years, you know, working on my businesses, getting all these residual income streams going and flying. And all of a sudden I didn't have to worry about the money thing anymore. And I didn't have to worry about the time thing anymore. Now the only thing in my way was the fact that I was at this place and I realized, holy crap, I actually got what I set out to do. Now I've got to go and pursue the music. And when I realized that, I also realized that what I did worked, and that I wanted to create a program that could help everyone in the world get back to their passion by, you know, learning how to show up in their business properly so that it can be successful and actually get back to their passion. If time and money aren't factors, if they're not an issue that's blocking you and getting in your way, and maybe there's just some simple skills you need to develop to be able to take your passion, whatever your hobby or your interests are, whatever your heart's desires, to take that global, then I wanted to create a program that could help people do just that. Now, Aaron and I have been really good friends. We've done several businesses together, and we're at the top of a few different companies. Aaron's been a musician, and he and I have the same exact vision. So we decided to partner together to create 7-Day Weekend Mentors, which our mission is, go ahead, Aaron, I'll let you read this.
Before I go into that, I just want to share a few more points on this. Now, most people, and guys, there's nothing wrong with anything we're saying. We have no judgment of anybody. We want to meet you where you're at and teach you to meet yourself where you're at, okay? Most people get into a lifestyle and a pattern of choices that shackles them, that makes them feel that they're stuck and limited, and they have to put things aside. They justify it and they comfort themselves by saying they're doing it for a time, and then when they retire or when this happens, when this circumstance gets ideal, then I'll do it. And all the while they're doing this with other people in their lives, watching them and listening to them. They're doing this with their kids or grandkids or nieces and nephews, watching them, right? And all the while they're telling everybody that they believe in themselves, that they should believe in themselves, they should follow their dreams, follow their passions, yet they're not doing it themselves, okay? That's called incongruency. It's called being out of integrity, okay? That's a tough thing to swallow, but ultimately, unless what you're doing and what you're saying to everybody and what you're thinking is all the same, you're basically being dishonest and inauthentic. And that inauthenticity will be the actual lesson that is presented and embraced by those you encounter. The reason I'm bringing this up is you can see me in the studio here singing a couple weeks ago, and that is my daughter and her mother watching me, okay? My daughter is 4. I had the limiting belief that I could not have a family and my music career at the same time. So I basically stepped out of music to a large degree the year before she was born, okay? And then as she grew up, before she even knew the words, I was telling her that I will never clip your wings. I will encourage your creativity, your imagination, and I will always support you in your passions and your dreams. I would tell her this, okay? Yet in my actions, I was telling her something completely different. Okay, and the fact of the matter is children and everybody at large learns from us by what we do, not by what we say. So even though I was saying all the right things, what was being communicated to my daughter was the absolute opposite. Give up on your dreams. You can't have both. You have to make sacrifices. You know, I can't do my dreams because I want to be a good father. Silly stuff like that. I need to make money so I can support my family. Those things are all true, yet they don't have to be limitations and shackles. Okay, so this picture you're seeing from a couple weeks ago is the first time that I truly communicated to my daughter that I believe in her, because I showed her by believing in myself again, guys, in action, not just in words. Okay, so I wanted to share that before we went into the mission statement. Now, Basically, the mission statement is to unshackle people from the conditioned constraints of society that keep them from living their passions and sharing their gifts, their talents, their purpose with the world. Some people don't know what their purpose even is. Some people don't think they have any talents. I guarantee every single one of you has been given gifts. They are inherent in you, okay? Just like in an acorn is the intention of an oak tree, you have that version of an oak tree in you. We just need to clear the path for you. We've done it for ourselves, and we constantly are doing it for ourselves, right? To be able to serve others, to be able to truly raise my daughter in integrity, okay? Because otherwise, I'm going to be teaching her something indirectly, and she's going to have to go through personal development and counseling and whatever it is to unravel all the things I taught her, even though I was telling her something that was opposite, okay? This is what our mission is. This is a movement. This is not a business, although it's registered as a business. This isn't a business for Shane and I. This isn't how can we make money. No, this is how can we serve? How can we take what we've learned, the gifts and talents that we have, the freedom that we have been able to achieve, and how can we serve that to everybody? How can we help everybody get that? Okay, that is our mission. All right, so I want you guys to take a deep breath and listen to what this is and read this. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. This is literally talking about shifting your vantage point. Some people are smacking their head against a tree and they miss the whole forest. Some people have blinders on that is called fear of the future and fear of the past, and they can't actually see all the beauty that is around them. Many of us can chime in and say that we've had painful experiences, frustration, struggles, and in hindsight, we can see the lesson and the beauty and the blessing that was there. What we want you guys to realize meaning embrace and fully live, is that you can see the beauty right then and there in the struggle. Doesn't mean it's not painful, right? But the struggle is a choice. Pain often is inevitable. Struggle is always a choice, okay? So I want you guys to have this as the foundation for the next 20 minutes or so, where we go through the next few slides for you and the truths that we're going to present to you. Change the way you look at things. Shift. When that story kicks in, when you hear something we say and all of a sudden you start talking to yourself, zoom out from that and say, let me see if I can look at this in a different way. There's always another angle, and we're here to show it to you, okay? So, the race to 100K. Building something for yourself, breaking free of the self-imposed shackles, entrepreneurship. It's not about taking time away from family. It's about taking time away from everything else for a season, okay? To make $100,000 in 100 days. Now, some people say that in order to succeed, you have to sacrifice and compromise. Remember, it's not what we do. It's not what we say. It's how we show up and flow through both those things. I see sacrifice and compromise as a mindful setting aside of something for a season. It's never painful that way, okay? It is my choice to put it aside. Okay, it's not about taking time away from your family. It's about taking time away from everything else. And we help you figure out those things that have been actually limiting you. Some of them are actually going to be things that are truly healthy to do if you just shift the way that you're flowing through them. Okay, for example, I had a couple things in my life for years, couple beliefs. Okay, let's talk about beliefs. Most people, when we say you got to change some things and give up some things or put them aside, they think of what's bad. What am I doing that's unhealthy? Guess what? Unhealthy on the surface, or healthy on the surface, doesn't necessarily mean unhealthy underneath the surface. And here's what I mean. I had two patterns in my life that limited me, but for years they empowered me. One was I can always make more money, and two was I would rather have experience than money in the bank. Anytime anybody who is further along in the path, who was a leader, a mentor of mine, would encourage me to invest, would encourage me to save, would encourage me to change my spending habits, I would say, I can always make more money. I don't need to. I'd rather have experience than money in the bank. And with that, I was been able to tour the world. I've been able to do things that people have never don't even dream of doing, okay? Yet that became limiting. That created a ceiling that I needed to break through. Something that was empowering became disempowering because I outgrew it, okay? So when we say that there's things that you're going to be setting aside, and when we use the words like compromise and sacrifice, it's not in a painful way, the way you're used to hearing those words. It's mindfully done. It's becoming present, becoming aware, and choosing to shift. The truth of the matter is you cannot freely say you cannot freely say yes to anything until you can freely say no to it, Okay, so all these things that people do because I like to decompress. I've had a hard day. I need to watch Netflix. I've had a hard day. I need my 2 to 3 glasses of wine. I like to have a big meal because it relaxes me. All those little things, there's nothing wrong with any of those things, yet you are shackled to them if, and here's the test, one day, just one day, something that you normally do, habitually do, try to tell yourself that you're not going to do it that day and watch your mind kick in and argue with you. Like, and mine did with those patterns I told you about, like, who does he think he is? He can't tell me how to spend my money. He can't tell me what to do. I'm an adult. Well, you know, all those thoughts, I had to look at them, allow them to be there, and ultimately be able to laugh at them and say no to them before I could say yes to them, okay? So there is our mission, okay? Now, a lot of people want to know, how the heck is this possible? Okay, let's talk about statistics. And I only talk about statistics because I like to break statistics. I like to shift statistics, okay? So 1% of the world makes $100,000 in a year. About 5% of America makes $100,000 in a year. So most people say it's impossible to make $100,000 in 100 days, right? Most people immediately believe something is impossible. Right? It's called a junk thought. Everybody says it. They have no experience to back it up other than their limited experience that they've never allowed themselves to go through. Now, remember how I said change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change, okay? The word impossible literally spells I am possible. Everything is possible when you realize that the power and the strength and the truth of the possibility is you, not a vehicle. Not a business, not the right relationship, not the right person, not the right job, not the right town, not the perfect weather, not ideal circumstances, other than the truly ideal circumstance, which is the circumstance you are in right now today. That is your ideal circumstances. And from there, when you realize that the power is you, you then flow through those circumstances differently, and you end up getting different results, okay? So, how is this even possible? We level people up fast, both in personal and skill set development. Okay, this means a lot of times you guys are used to, a lot of people who've been getting in the online space have seen all the marketers out there saying, buy my system, I have the best system, it will, it will teach you this and that kind of stuff. And then you buy this system and you're on your own, okay? That is called presenting you with a teaching. It's not truly teaching you, okay? The way we do it is we have a skill set, let's say we're going to develop. We present the teaching to you. In that same session, we go through what you're grateful for. What excited you about what I said? Because I would share my excitement about it. Let's say it's about riding a bike. I talk about riding a bike, the logistics, the balance, how the wheels work, helmet law in the US, stuff like that. And then I love to ride the bike along the ocean with the cool breeze coming in. It smells great. There's a 100-mile trail, blah, 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 right? Then I would say, what excited you? Like, oh, I love riding a bike too. I want a mountain bike. I want to go out on trails. I love being out in nature, all that good stuff, right? Too. Then we give gratitude for that, because what you're grateful for, you attract more gratitude, more things to be grateful for. Then we go through, what are your fears, doubts, and questions, right? We move you from head to heart. We present a training, then we get the blocks out of the way, and then we say, let's go hop on a bike, and we ride it with you, okay? When you fall down, we lay down on the ground with you, and we help you go within, find yourself to get back up. This isn't about creating robots and duplications of Shane and Aaron or any of the experts that are part of this program. This is about showing you that you're the expert, showing you that you are a leader, because leadership starts by leading yourself. Leadership is always only leading yourself, leading by example, then others follow, and you teach them to lead themselves, okay? We do that very quickly. And guess what? Even if we only focused on skill set development, because of the way we do it, you, as the only obstacle that ever shows up in your life, is the personal development, okay? We focus on both. It's one and the same. There's no my work and my home life. There's no professional and personal. It's all one and the same, okay? Shane will touch on that in a minute. Unprecedented guidance and support based on your current circumstances. Remember I said the only ideal circumstance is the one you are in? We have a blueprint, guys. This blueprint has been proven. It has worked from people who are 12 years old to 94 in other programs that I've developed, okay? Doesn't matter what your circumstances are, what your past experience is, what your hardships are, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your current commitments are. It doesn't matter, okay? The blueprint is one thing. In your pre-work, we develop your roadmap. We have pre-work, we deep dive in, we make things mindful, we zoom you out from every tree that you bang your head against, we show you the forest, and then we walk you through it, okay? Massive accountability. I'm going to let Shane talk on this one because this is super important. All three of these are super important and how this is actually possible. So Shane.
Hey, Aaron, you muted yourself for the last couple seconds there.
I said, well, Shane, take this away. And
I'll take it. I got it. Okay. Can you hear me good? I'm coming through. Okay, cool. Awesome, guys. I just want to recap on everything. So what we're talking about is a program that Aaron and I have developed that basically helps get you, the biggest obstacle in your life, out of the way so that you can show up in everything that you're doing powerfully, honestly, genuinely, authentically, vulnerably, and amazingly, you know, really, truly, powerfully you. And really at the end of the day, the reason that most people don't succeed in a lot of the things that they do is because they allow the wrong mental narratives to control their lives. They don't separate themselves from thought and the observer of the thought. And Aaron, I think we'll talk about that in a minute, but when we're talking about how to get you to level up in a massive way, both in mindset and skill set, we have to shake the carpet in your life. In other words, we got to shake you out. We literally have to ruffle your feathers and massively disrupt your life, because doing the things that you have done in the way that you have done them, applied with your very best thinking, has got you exactly where you are right now. No, there's no right or wrong with that. Okay. Don't make any situation that you're in wrong. But the reality is that you are exactly where you are because of all of the things, your thoughts, your patterns, your behaviors, your everything has accumulated to where you are right now. And so what we need to do is, in order to help you shift and level up, there has to be a massive disruption. We have to disrupt you. We have to disrupt your life. And so that means creating massive accountability. That means creating structure. That means understanding where you're at, how you're spending your time, your money, and your resources. Okay. And getting that super crystal clear so you can see it crystal clear, so we can get you crystal clear on how to do different things with your time, your energy, and your resources for a season of your life. So I'll give you an example. I had some massive health issues in 2010, mega health issues. Obviously it was self-imposed. I partied way too much when I was in my earlier 20s. I was eating like literally 3 or 4 slices of pizza all day long as my meals. I was drinking 3 to 4 pots of coffee a day. Like, no duh, I'm gonna have some freaking health issues. And so I met this health coach who put me down an extreme raw vegan lifestyle. For a season of my life, I took away all of the coffee, all the pizza, all the crap that wasn't working for me, all the sugar, all the processed foods, all the stuff that was making me sick. And I went absolutely super hardcore for a season. Now, some people love that whole raw vegan stuff. I always say, you know, when someone's a vegan, you don't have to guess, they'll tell you. But I was that vegan for a little season, okay? And I loved it. It was great. Within 6 weeks, I had this incredible life transformation. It was tough. I had to give up stuff I liked. I loved coffee. I loved pizza. I loved fast food. I loved junk food. I loved all that stuff. But I had to shift. I had to change everything, because at the end of the day, the pain of remaining the same in that unhealthy state was greater than the perceived pain of change. So I was finally at a breaking point where I was willing to. Maybe you're already at that point right now, or maybe you're too comfortable inside of the pain that you're not observing to yourself, or maybe you've numbed yourself to the pains that are in your life, maybe it's in your relationships, your health, or your finances, or your environment and your living situation. Whatever it is, maybe you've numbed yourself. Well, I was at a point where I had to change. I had no choice. So I was willing to take it on. For me, the push wasn't too hard to wrap my head around all new ideas, new habits, new structure. And I was on a daily discipline course. Eat this at this time, do this at this time, meditate at this time, work out at this time, do this at this time, do that. My whole day became absolutely structured. I carried that for a long season. What ended up happening was eventually I was able to subtract the stuff that I don't need to hold on to. I had internalized all of those structures and disciplines and habits and that new mindset, that new power, that newfound source of freedom within discipline. And now I literally walk with a lot of those, but there's a lot that I don't. I'm not a raw vegan. I still eat meat once in a while. I don't even have a judgment on meat, no meat, vegetarian, all that kind of stuff. I think all that's rubbish. Here's what I do care about. Do I feel healthy? And do I have energy? And I do. I have a lot of energy. I'm very healthy. Every time I go to the doctors, they're like, wow, you are healthier than a bull. I'm like, yes, that's awesome. You know, before my super strict discipline little phase of my life, I would walk to the doctors and they said, you're probably going to die next month. Like, I was that unhealthy. So, you know, to change that, but I had to be massively accountable, guys. And again, life is addition and then subtraction. So we're going to subtract stuff that's not working for you and serving you, and we have to figure that out with you. And then we add in these new disciplines for a season, compress it, maximum accountability. We basically need to know the last time you picked your nose. Like, that's what's up in order to create this massive shift in your life. After that, you will have those disciplines internalized to the point where you know what you don't want and what's going to serve you to your highest purpose and values, and not which isn't. And then you can become balanced in a new level, a new powerful you that's going to show up. So I'll give it back to Aaron, but you guys got to understand that what we're inviting you into is learning how to up-level every single aspect of your life, not just your business and your finances, because they're both one and the same. Your personal life and your business life, as you're going to find, are not two separate lives. That's like a job mentality. But when you want to create a business, how you do one thing, even in your private personal life, spills out into how you do everything. And you're going to learn about that so that you can have consistency and congruency in your character in everything that you're doing, so that when you show up, people can tell that you are living in truth, that you are powerful, and that you are clear on what you are, who you are, where you're going, and what you're doing.
Awesome, Shane. And one last thought on this is, I want you guys to really watch your thoughts, because the fact of the matter is the toughest part of change is facing yourself. Sometimes you feel ashamed. Sometimes you don't want to share stuff. We do not judge you for anything. There's no judgment whatsoever. And we teach you not to judge yourself, and how everything is just, it simply is what it is. Okay. Now, most of you, if you are afraid to face yourself, what will happen is you will start saying, oh, I don't have the time. I don't have the money. The ideal circumstances aren't now. If this would have been just a month ago, if this was 6 months from now, I'll do next round, all that kind of stuff. That honestly, 99.999% of the time is only going to be because you do not want to face yourself. We will show you that no matter what your circumstances are, they are ideal. What's going on, babe? I'm a dadpreneur. I don't know if you guys can see my little girl over here. She's kind of talking to me in the background, playing with my other screen. So, all right. So let's move on. People are always asking, what am I going to be doing? What am I going to be doing? Right? Where you're going to do what you love, and you're going to love what you do. Okay. There is a big difference between what Shane and I do and what most people are bombarded on the internet. Okay. Let me tell you what it is. Most people believe that if they figure out the perfect mate, significant other, the perfect job, the perfect business, the perfect system, the perfect product, the perfect whatever, then that is the solution to no longer be stuck in what they don't like and what they think is wrong and bad, and be able to embrace and live what they do like and what they think is right and good. Okay. You go through life. I don't like that. I like this. This is bad. This is good. This is wrong. This is right. If I can figure out what to do, I'll be able to stay away from and get this. With that, manipulation and marketing says, let's show them the best what. Let's sell them on the what. Blah, 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 blah. Guys, the what is the least important factor in your success, okay? We do not talk about that until it's time to talk about that, okay? We do not want you to be motivated or impulse anything. We want you to be inspired and make a decision from a new space within yourself that is actually going to lead you to success and the results that you want, rather than keep you on that hamster wheel or keep you on that same process of doing the same thing over and over again, finding excitement, getting motivated, and then failing and blaming the system, the person, the job, whatever it may be. Okay, so what will you be doing? You're going to be doing what you're passionate about. You're going to be doing what you already have interest in. You're going to be doing what you naturally share already. You're going to be doing what you already enjoy. What we do is we align you with companies that best fit you, okay? This isn't about what we are doing necessarily. It's about what you need to do. You need to show up in your life to be able to succeed, to be able to feel fulfilled, to be able to have true peace and ease and freedom, okay? So with that, in your pre-work, We figure out what's best for you. We get to know you. We figure out what is going to resonate with you the best, what you resonate best with. We have Shane and I have multiple streams of income. We're at the tops of multiple companies. We have multiple options. We have other people coming to us with businesses they already have that they really love and are passionate about, but they haven't seemed to get themselves out of their own way to build that. So we're going to build that with them, guys. The what is the least important factor. So keep that in mind. Change the way you look at things, and the things you're going to look at are going to change. There's this guy in the past named Einstein. He's known as like the forefather of thought, all these great things. Pretty smart guy, right? I think everybody would agree with that. He says that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So in the minds that is conditioned, we think that what we do is the solution. So we need to find a new what. So if we took what Einstein said and applied that to how we've been living our lives, we would say, okay, I was an accountant. I didn't like that. I did not enjoy being an accountant. It didn't work. So I need to get a new job, and it definitely can't be an accountant, because if I went and got another accounting job, that would be the definition of insanity. No. Okay. It means that how you showed up and flowed through that accountant job needs to shift. You could stay in that one accountant job, find a new accountant job, stay in whatever business you're in, find a new business, and just shift how you show up and flow through it. And that is what breaks that cycle of insanity. It's not about the what, it's about you. All right. Moving right along. Okay. So let's talk about preconceived shackles, conditions, things that we've literally trained ourselves to believe through reinforcement in thought, what we speak out to the world, and our actions. This it frames how we see the world. You could say it's the lenses that we see the world through. Now, one of my mentors, Wayne Dyer, he's no longer with us. He was one of my mentors in books first, and then I met him back in 2005 in Hawaii, and he became a great friend and a mentor that way until he passed, and he's still my mentor today, guys. This quote still speaks to me. I still read his books, and I show up differently in those books, and I learn different things. I have some of his books I've gone through 30 times, and I see something, I'm like, I don't remember reading that before. That's because when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, and for that part of the book, I wasn't ready. Okay. So if you believe it will work out, you'll see opportunities. If you believe it won't, you will see obstacles. This is how you have either been showing up in life in one of these two ways. Most of the times it's been you believe it won't work, because that's what's always happened, and you're stuck in the wake driving the boat. The wake is just the trail left behind the boat, right? But you have believed and reinforced in your actions, in your narrative, in your thoughts, and to other people that all you see is obstacles. I try and try and try, and nothing works out. I tried this company and it failed because this leader did this. I was abandoned by my sponsor, or I tried this job and my boss was horrible, or I went to this gym and you know what? They just didn't have classes at the right time for me. They didn't have classes. The trainer and the instructor in that class, I didn't like them, right? So you shift and you blame the what, right? And you continue to see obstacles. Ultimately, your peace and ease and freedom is right here and now in you and how you see stuff, okay? So the choice is always yours. You choose how your life unfolds, okay? Hold on one second. You create and are responsible for every circumstance in your life. This is tough for people to believe. Most people believe that at least in some areas we're a victim. Yet on a deeper level, we do create everything in our life, okay? And let me give you a good example of this on something where people usually try to challenge me. Let's take a car accident, okay? Oh, Aaron, yeah, I didn't create that car accident. How could you say that? Let me give you a true-to-life example with my father and my grandmother. My grandmother, my father's mother, when she was in her 80s, she was still driving. She was having fender benders, running into stuff, banging up her car constantly. My dad did not want her to drive anymore. He was adamant that she needs to stop driving because he didn't want her to get in a fatal accident. He started a prayer chain through his church. He worked for a company called World Vision. He had the entire organization praying, everything praying that my grandmother would stop driving. Okay? Okay, are you listening? So my grandmother gets in a near fatal car accident and she's in critical condition. My father calls me up and he tells me what's going on. She's been in an accident. She's in critical condition. They're not sure she's going to pull through. And what's the first thing I said to him when he said that? First of all, think about the first thing you would have said. You would have said, oh my God, that's horrible. Oh, life is unfair. My first statement was, Dad, that's amazing. This is beautiful. How do you think he reacted to that? He attacked me. How dare you say that? How insensitive you. How could you call this beautiful? And I said, just keep in mind what I said. And that was the end of the call. 3 days later, my grandmother woke up from the coma she was in. right? She was taken out of critical condition. And what's the first thing she said to my dad? She said, I don't think I want to drive anymore. I don't want to get a new car. I don't want to drive anymore. Okay? My dad called me up and he said that he realized what I meant about the beauty and that it was amazing and beautiful. Okay? That is what I mean by you create every circumstance. My grandmother brought that into her life. My dad brought that into her life through prayer. Guys, it happens. We call things horrible and wrong, and that keeps us from seeing the lesson and the blessing. I accidentally typed the word blessing the other day, and I'm like, you know what? That's my new word. It's a blessing. I'm looking for the blessings in every circumstance in life, because every lesson is a blessing and every blessing is a lesson. Okay? That's what I mean. When you stop categorizing things as bad and wrong and separating them, you see the good and the right and the beauty and everything in the moment. It doesn't need to be hindsight. You don't have to struggle. The pain will be there, but the struggle is a choice. Okay? Same thing with business. I know I just talked about something that isn't business related to all of you, but guys, everything is related to everything. The fact of the matter comes to this, the truth. Will you choose to continue to create your life by default unconsciously, meaning a leaf in the wind, blaming circumstance, a victim to circumstance? Oh, don't touch the mouse there, baby, okay? There you go. Blaming circumstance, thinking that you have no control, no power, constantly rallying the troops around you who say, you're right, this is horrible, poor you, guess what happened to me? And they chime in and you guys all go out and get drinks and avoid and stuff like that. And you truly disserve your family and friends when you do that, okay? That's not called compassion, not at all. That's called empowering a pattern and a narrative that is disserving them, okay? So can you sit back for 1 second? I know you're having fun. You want to say hi to everybody? Can you say hi? No, can't say hi.
Hi, Berlin.
All right, let's pop on to the next slide here real quick. Let's talk about mentorship. A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. Again, this is not about turning you into Shane and Aaron robots or any of the other experts we have on board. This is about you finding yourself for the first time in what you're doing to a large degree, and that is what is going to create and sustain your success and the fulfillment you've constantly wanted, okay? A mentor is someone who allows you to know that no matter what, how dark the night, in the morning, joy will come. When you can't see, we show you. You know what I mean? When you see the light at the end of the tunnel and then you turn into the wall and you start banging your head, we just take you and go, there it is. Oh, there it is, okay. And we keep going, guys. Literally, it's that simple. A mentor is someone who allows you to see the higher part of yourself when sometimes it becomes hidden by your own view. Okay. Most of the times people's view is full of pain from the past, which basically they project into the future as future pain. They're not in the moment and they continue to do the exact same thing they've always done, which just solidifies that pain and makes things how they always are. And they believe everything's going to be how it always is. Okay. We're going to show you how to see things in a different way. We're going to show you how to change the way you look at things so the things you look at change. Okay. A leader knows the way, shows the way, goes the way, and grows the way. We are not people who have created a system and are making our success on selling you a system. In fact, this system is free, and I will get to that in a minute, okay? We are people who have done this time and time again and taken all of our experiences, the good, bad, and the ugly, how we grew through that to show you the way. We continue to go the way and grow the way, meaning we are continuing to look into ourselves, deep dive, expand, and grow so we can serve better. So we can continue to pave that road ahead, okay? And we teach you to do the exact same thing to where you're actually paving the road ahead truly this time in a path that really will serve those people in your life rather than continuing to lead them down the road that disserves them as it's disserved you, all right? You got to trust the process. I'm going to pass this back to Shane for a second because I've been talking for quite a bit.
Hey, it's all good, man. I've been loving what you're saying. So, yeah, I just want to, again, just sort of recap and bring things home for you guys is what 7-Day Weekend Mentors is about. It's a mentorship program. We teach you how to level up in a massive way. And, you learn the skill set and the mindset to really connect head to heart in everything that you're doing and it's not just one thing in one area of your life, it's the entire life, all of your life in every single area, from your health, your relationships, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, everything, guys, financially, how to show up as your best in all of that. We've got systems where we take people through processes that help them, really identify all of the obstacles, and we help reshift that narrative so that you can understand it from a better perspective and really start changing the way that you're looking at everything. So when it comes to business and how we can help people level up on making, maybe you have a business, maybe you don't have a business, maybe you've never done business, that's fine. We can show you how to find what your heart's desire is and really pursue it with all of your heart. That's really at the end of the day. And finding a vehicle that you can get on board with that will actually be the vehicle you can run with to take yourself to a place where you've got time and financial freedom. And at the same time, we show you how to successfully build multiple streams of income in the process while focusing on one thing. There's a difference between split focus and shifting focus at the right time, in the right way, with the right mindfulness, okay? So we're gonna explain all of that stuff with you guys. And when it comes to trusting the process, you just gotta know that, you know what you don't know. I mean, you know the things that you don't know. Like if you're not a doctor, you know of doctors, but you don't know everything that the doctors know, and you know that. But then there's this whole world of you don't know what you don't know. Our job as a mentor is to help you see the things that are getting in the way, to help you reshift and refocus so that you can see the things that and know about the things that you might not have known before, okay? Just giving you a different perspective and viewpoint from a position of strength and wisdom. Now, when it comes to knowing the way, showing the way, and going the way, as we're going along this journey, we're filming a reality TV show. It will be on Blue Television, Amazon Prime, Roku, and Apple TV for now. It'll also be all over YouTube as we build that channel up. And you'll be able to follow the TV participants who came on board in Las Vegas, and they're following their journey as they race towards making $100,000. Okay, we're inviting people who are, if you're here, maybe you're a family member or a friend and you just want to support one of the participants, awesome. If you want to participate in the race, awesome. Aaron will talk about that in the next couple slides. And if you just want to watch and support the show and support the people and, be curious, whatever it is and however it is for you, we invite you to come along the journey with us because it's going to be a ton of fun. So that being said, I'm going to pass this back to Aaron. We can talk about exactly what this looks like.
Awesome. Thanks, Shane. Now, let's talk about your comfort zone. Most people live in their comfort zone, which is actually very uncomfortable. That's why they're constantly seeking something new in their lives, okay? It's kind of funny because people are in their comfort zone. They get to the point where they're fed up with their comfort zone, so they're looking for a new way, a new solution, a new person for a relationship, a new job, new business, new system, new whatever, right? Yet when it comes to that, they still don't want to leave their comfort zone, okay? You might have seen something like this before about where the magic happens and everything that's going on over here. This is awesome. I love this one right here. If you can see my mouse where there's a guy at the top of the mountain. It doesn't say he reached his goal, he reached the summit. It says self-actualization. There's a lot of statements you've heard in life. Some people call them cliche, whatever you want to call it. One of them is it's not the destination, it's the journey. You are actually going to learn the truth of that. And everybody who has come thus far with us, both the official participants who are going to be on TV and the home participants who are following along, have reached that to a large degree already. They've realized that exactly what that means. Most people don't understand that because they just say it as a nice thing to say. They say they believe it, but they never live it. Okay. So I always like to look over and see how many people are on and then see how many people leave, because this is going to be a nudge out of your comfort zone right now. Okay. We've talked about official participants and home participants. The fact is that home participants are not guaranteed to be on TV, nor are they required to. There will be a bunch of home participants who have massive breakthroughs and shifts in their life. With that, we will teach them the final stage of integration, which is taking your inspiration to the world, and encourage them to be showcased on the show, although it's not required. I just want you guys to know that. However, your choice to not be on the show needs to be done in a mindful way, not because you're afraid, okay? One more little quick seed to plant for you guys and change the way you look at things. If any of you have the thought that I don't like reality TV shows, I hate reality TV, guess what? That's a lie. The fact of the matter is you don't like your experience of reality TV shows. Anything in life you say you don't like or you hate is a lie. You actually don't like your experience of it. and you can change your experience of it anytime. Okay? Anytime. Okay, so let's nudge you out of your comfort zone for a second here, and let's talk about how this actually works. You heard me say earlier that this program is free. Now that's different. That is absolutely different than anything else you're going to see on the internet. And I want you guys to remember that as we go through this. Okay? We have a money back guarantee. This is not only a shift out of your comfort zone, this is also, well, it is. It's a shift out of your comfort zone in the sense too that most people, when they hear money back guarantee, they go, their shoulders soften, they say, wow, perfect. If I fail, I get my money back, so I'm going to do it. Now, guess what marketers realize? They realize this, and statistically, most people don't even go through the hoops to get their money back. So they use this as a manipulation because they know how to manipulate your mind and have you go, well, cool, I'll do it because if I fail, I got my money back. Well, this is the first shift on changing the way you look at things, because the way this works is when you own your success, you get your money back. Okay, that's the difference. Not when you fail. Why would we want to do something to encourage you to fail? That's all manipulation is. That's all a money back guarantee is. It's encouraging you to make an impulse decision because they know you're going to fail and you're not going to come back to the money back. And it's all built in statistically to how they make their money. That's silly. In one of my programs, okay, one of my programs in the health and fitness, it costs $500 to do a 6-week program. Right now, 82.7% of the people get their money back out of nearly 1 million people through the program. In an industry where 30% is the standard and the pinnacle and the brass ring to reach in the success rate. Almost tripled that. I've run the program personally myself with 100% results 2 times in a row, okay? This is no different, okay? This is what it's about. There is a $1,000 deposit. Like I said, this is the first nudge out of your comfort zone. So listen close. Some people immediately say, well, I don't have the money. Talk to us. We'll zoom you out from that tree to see the forest. A lot of people don't like to spend money on themselves. They're very self-sacrificial for their family, for their friends, for their church, for whatever they're doing. And they're doing things that are beautiful things to do and are absolutely commendable, yet they're doing it in a way to avoid themselves and deny themselves. And therefore the results are actually not what they think they are, okay? So this is a first nudge out of your comfort zone. It is a deposit, which means this is not an income stream for 7-day weekend mentors. This is in congruency with everything we are saying, that this is a movement, a mission. This is a way that Shane and I want to serve the world, not line our pockets. I know some of you are still skeptical and trying to figure out the hole. Find it. Keep looking. It's not there. I promise you. I've had people follow me for 2 years and finally say, you know what? I looked on your social media, I combed through everything, and I couldn't find anything. That I tried to get you on things, and it never happened, so here I am. Let's get started. If it takes you that long, that's great. We're meeting you where you're at no matter what. So again, this is a nudge, and everybody's still with me. We're almost done, so stick around, guys. Everybody's still here. That's a beautiful thing, okay? Reach out to us. Go to 7dayweekendmentors.com. Send us a message on Facebook. We will actually talk to you. We are completely accessible. We're not hidden in the background or anything like that, okay? Know that to best serve you, we need to shift you. We need to help you make a decision from a different place in life, not from reactive, from fear and doubt, and I need and I want, and oh my God, I'm in survival mode, but from, okay, I have all those things going on, Aaron, in my life, and I'm freaking out and I'm scared, but I want to make a different decision. Okay, it doesn't mean those things go away. That's what I mean by ideal circumstances are right here and now. You just have to look at them differently. We'll teach you how to do that, okay? I'm going to pass this back to Shane to go through this last little, I muted myself again, this last little few things here, and then I'll pop back on right in the end. We're almost done, guys.
Awesome, guys. Okay, thanks a lot. So listen, if you want to do the race, number one, be ready and be prepared, because again, we will have to show you a new way of doing things and basically find the best way to work around your schedule. Now, maybe you're super busy. That's cool. We can help people who are super busy. Maybe you aren't busy and you're just looking for stuff to do. Great. However your schedule is, we show you how to be more effective, more efficient with your time, to get more productive. But before any of that, we show you how to level up so that you can properly flow through all of your schedules and show up powerfully. To do this and join us And, you know, also to have us mentor and coach you and give you advice and show you how to build a business to $100,000, you know, it's a big deal. So do this with, you know, like take this very seriously, because we take this very seriously. So you want to join the race, go to 7dayweekendmentors.com, click on race to 100K, click on register now, and you can go ahead and put the deposit down and get started. Now, if it means that that deposit is a big intimidating thing and you're worried about not having enough money, cool. Message Aaron and I. We'll help you see past that. We'll show you how there's always options. There's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you want to make change, sometimes you got to learn how to really push things in life, okay? Throw the elbows out, make some room. Now, don't let what you think you know get in the way of what you don't know you don't know. All right, there's always options. If you've been in this financial bubble for the last like handful of years and you don't know a way outside of this bubble and you're only seeing these options, you're only seeing here, you're only seeing around the bubble. Someone who's outside of that bubble, someone who's been through those financial hardships, someone who understands the way out, someone who gets the idea of where who can really comprehend and understand. Guys, that's where we're at, okay? So I've been in a bubble too, and I know how to get out of the bubble. And when you're out of the bubble, you can see somebody's in the bubble. You say, well, here's some stuff you're not seeing, because again, when you're inside that little bubble, you can only see inside the bubble. You don't know what's outside of it. So you need someone who's outside of the bubble to tell you what's outside of the bubble and what all of your options are, so you can finally pop the bubble and get out of the bubble. Does that make sense? So you got to understand that's what we do. We help you see everything, and we help guide you every step along the way. So again, you know, go to 7dayweekendmentors.com, register now, reach out to Aaron and I. If you have questions, we can help you get past whatever your obstacles are, and let's get you started today.
Ultimately, realize this is like nothing you have ever done. I promise you that. And I can back that up with so many people that tell me as soon as they come through the program that this is like nothing I've ever done. This is not a system that you buy and you get something in a box and you have to do it on your own. This is highly, highly interactive. Okay, highly interactive, high level of guidance, high level of accountability, which may scare people, but we like to tell you how it is straight out. We want you to make an informed decision, not just a decision based on motivation and manipulation, because that's finite and it doesn't ever last and it doesn't create loyalty. And what we want is something that's going to stand the test of time and spread throughout the world. True duplication by duplicating the truth of others into them, showing them who they are, just like life has showed us who we are and continues to. So like Shane said, go to 7dayweekendmentors.com, reach out to us. You can find us on Facebook, reach out to the person who recommended you to this webinar, talk to them. We can tell you who the the official participants are too. You can talk to them and what they've experienced. Guys, everything is there for you to embrace it. It's there. You just need to watch those thoughts. And actually that reminded me something that Shane said about stepping outside of our thoughts, okay? Real quick, last thing, stick with me for 2 more minutes, okay? There is you and there is your thoughts. Me saying your thoughts or me saying my thoughts shows ownership and the owned. Exactly the same way as when I say my car, my necklace, my computer, and you say your car, your shirt, your home, you don't mistaken yourself to be your car or your home or whatever you're labeling and saying after your or my, okay? The difference is people forget that when it comes to my thoughts. They believe that they are their thoughts, their opinions, their stories, their experiences. I'm the sum of my experiences, BS, okay? They believe that they are their truth, and that shackles them and keeps them stuck. You need to step outside as the owner of those thoughts and realize that you are the owner of those thoughts. Okay? And with that, you will see them differently and you'll be able to shift them, and you'll allow those thoughts that no longer serve you with gratitude to leave and dissipate energy. You reclaim all that back and you're on fire in a different direction. It's that simple. Okay? So remember that as you're thinking through this, as you're going through your thoughts after this webinar, there is you and there's your thoughts. They are not one and the same. The very fact that you can say my thoughts shows ownership and the owned. Objective reality, subjective reality, what is really happening and the story we tell about it. Freedom, peace, ease, solutions is here. Struggle, frustration, stress, and problems is here. Got it, guys? All right. I'll end it with that unless Shane has something else he wants to add. We will Be seeing you guys on the next one.
Awesome, guys. Take care. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us.